Weathering and Erosion Review Part 1. Weathering and erosion are a series of processes on the Earth's materials and on the Earth's surface that may cause some things to move or get pushed around or get blown around. Weathering and erosion happens to all landforms and even happens to some things that are man-made, like driveways, roads, houses, and so forth. Weathering. Weathering is a process of breaking down or wearing away of Earth's materials naturally. Examples: landslides, floods, the sun, as for chemical weathering, strong windstorms, maybe knocking down trees or blowing things over, constant rain or waterfall, wearing down surfaces. I think of a whole bunch of rocks that are near the beach that are very smooth. The water has pushed on that over time and has made any of the jagged edges either break down or disappear or flow into the bottom of the lake or river. So these smooth surfaces are due to that the weathering of the water breaking it down. Another big one is the in-ground frost or ice moving and breaking apart objects. You see this happen all the time with roads or driveways or any cement that has a crack in it. The ground shifts naturally due to that freezing and thawing and ice buildup inside the top layer of the earth crust. And so the in-ground frost is a part of that weathering. Erosion. Erosion is a process of Earth's surface materials getting moved or swept away. So if you think of something getting broken down or broken apart, that would be the weathering. Whereas after it gets moved or swept away, or it gets moved from a different place from where it originally was, that would be the erosion of it. And again, this also happens naturally, just like the weathering. Examples could be wind blowing sand, dirt, rock fragments. You can see some rocks over time forming this way as the wind packs it or water packs it. It turns earth materials into rock or into soil. Other examples, water carrying earth materials downward. So I see this a lot of times in the ditches or even in fields where you don't have a lot of grass or trees or other root structure growing. You see a lot of the earth materials get washed away down the side of a hill or a large slope of some sort. You can see from the pictures here the wind in the top one blowing some of the other pieces of rock and possibly whittling away until it's almost next to nothing on the bottom there. And then also in the bottom right picture as well, this erosion was happening due to some tidal waves over time. Examples that I found in my backyard of weathering, mostly I found some chemical weathering due to the sun. You see the picture on the left of a little propane fire pit that I have. The sun has faded that over time and it has even caused it to chip due to some of the physical or mechanical weathering on top of it as well. You can see it rust due to some of the rain and a lot of the earth material there. That's man-made, but that is an example of weathering. The two pictures on the top and right that you can tell where maybe the way bottom picture of my deck or the bottom part of that is a little bit hidden from the sun and it's a little bit darker, just like maybe the middle corner before you get to the roof of the doghouse. You can see it's a little bit darker there. The sun has not reached those two parts, so you can see it's faded over time on the other parts of the deck and then also on the top of my doghouse. You can see some of the weathering even there from the rain as well. So if it gets hidden from that, it doesn't get broke down as easily. And then the picture in the middle could also be due to the frost. This just a picture of my driveway, and the earth is moving constantly, and the Earth's crust is moving. So that would be an example there of weathering. Erosion in my backyard for the first two pictures. You can see some the edges of the gravel there. Very difficult to see just because it has been so dry lately and it's not real muddy out. But this was a path right in the middle um, of my driveway that had kind of flooded in the grass and then it was washing away. And you see all of the rock is exposed because the gravel is washed away. And then the same thing in the middle picture as well. You can even see some of the buds that were carried from half mile away. and the water was pushing it down the driveway downhill. So that would be a cause of erosion as well, because you can see some of the dirt and buds um, and other sand materials of the fine particles that are flowing downhill due to gravity. And then the picture that I found is just a picture of a field. You can tell where some of the water is pooling up and then running downhill and washing away some of that good dirt or loam or anything that they're using for growing stuff in a field. So erosion examples there, it's the washing away or the blowing away of earth materials from one location to another. Your assignment. Step one, find one or maybe a few examples of weathering or erosion outdoors. Take a picture of it carefully with your Chromebook. Step three, add an image into Seesaw. Step four, record your voiceover on what the object is, what could have made it the way it is today, what could have changed it, just like I showed you with a few of my examples, and why you think it is due to weathering, why you think it is due to weathering or because of erosion. So which one do you think is possibly the case here? And then step five, please add it into your science folder within Seesaw. Hope this helps. Hope to see some really good pictures. Even if you do not have a place in the country, you sure can find any sort of cement or even part of your road or near your house. There's weathering and erosion everywhere next to you. So don't be afraid to maybe step outside, look for some different things safely, and send me some pictures and videos. Good luck.